All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Also want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations unto the elect of Yashala, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as unto the hopeful elect, the Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching and preaching through the spirit of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, in truth and sincerity. And also unto the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nation, but are of the nation of Israel on your father's side by blood. And wanted to do a quick lesson dealing with this video game I was playing. Now within this game, this it's called, ranked, and pretty much you got 4 people on each team. And I was playing it, I'm thinking, because sometimes they got what they call lobbies, but you also have different rankings. So you got like people who are ranked bronze, which is those are beginners. People who rank silver, which is second level. Gold is the third level. Plat, diamond, and so on and so forth. But occasionally you'll get a mixture of different elements, I would say. All right, you would get a mixture of the different elements, the different rankings, the different levels. And I had looked it up one day, which I was looking for it now, which I can't find it. But it was explaining how what it does is it does a matchmaking rating, okay, to where it matches, like if I'm on a team and I'm gold and somebody else is diamond, and then this person is gold, because there's different levels, it matches you up with somebody according to your speed, according to your ranking, according to your matching. Even though it's all 4 of y'all on team, everybody pretty much gets a match to go against. Now the thing is, if you're the top person, it's like a 3-to-1, because there's 3 people on that other team that's not as good as you. All right, but also you got to think. So if you're at the bottom, it's 1-to-3, because it's like, well, it's 3-to-1. I would say it's 3-to-1 because there's 3 people that's better than you. Okay, so that's where it kind of get lopsided at, so to speak. But I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, kind of in this truth, what it is we're all here. We all one body. We're all striving for perfection, for salvation through Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI. But we all go through what we can handle, which led me to this precept, 1 Corinthians 10:13. It says, there hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to men. All right. Because we all going to be tempted. We all going to be tested. We all got to go through the trial and the fire of adversity in order to be accepted of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI. Okay. Because, going into the game resemblance, we all on the same team. Right. It says, as such as common to men. It's like, and if you read in the NLT, the temptation in your life are no different from what others experience. Because nonetheless, we all get tempted. We all get tested. Jumping back over to the KJV, it says, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. And so the Lord puts you in situations, but he gives you a way to escape that situation, because at the end of the day, like I had said earlier, through the spirit, we have this wisdom to basically be better people. All right. Just like when you read in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, and it says how the Lord gave us law, statutes, commandments. This was our wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Okay, that they can. I'm about to see what that that definition, if there's a definition behind that. Yep, keep them there for. It says, I'm going to just read it. Deuteronomy 4:5, it says, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahawah my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." Why? Based off of the way we are carrying ourselves, based off of the statutes and judgments and the laws and the customs that YAHAWASHI has given us. Okay? So because they notice that it's different from their ways, a little bit more cleaner, so to speak. All right. In the sight, okay, ayan, physical eye, showing mental qualities of mental and spiritual faculties. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's we have a different mindset and different. Because I was even thinking about that today. I'm like, damn, here it is. In this society, you have them celebrating all of these holidays, and it's all about a feast. All these holidays, you feasting, everybody getting food and stuff. And I was like, well, damn, I guess, our holy days we feast too. But I was like, wait, hold up. Because one of them in particular, we afflict ourselves, which we fast, and more so for, repentance. Okay. And it's almost like a clean slate in a sense, an atonement, which is, the Day of Atonement. Okay. But in this society, there is no, and that could be a lesson in itself. Lord willing, I might do one. There's no holiday, okay, that where they abstain from eating. Everything is pretty much is indulging in enjoying your pleasures and desires, man, when it comes to feasting. All right. Now, you can do that individually on your own in this society. Some people are vegan, some people vegetarian, some people is on the old mad diet, which is one meal a day. So there's different, but as a whole, where everybody get together, it's not like all the stores shut down and nobody eats anything. There's nothing like that, which fasting is good for the body. It gives your body rest, and other benefits to it. But like I said, this is of a mental and spiritual. And that's another thing. When you fast, you're abstaining from the flesh. So you feed in the spirit more, You're feeding the spirit more, all right? So like I said, that's our wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. I want to read the NLT for that 1 Corinthians and see if it says anything a little clearer. It's 1 Corinthians 10:13. The temptations in your life are no different from what others experience, and the Most High is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, he will show you a way out so that you can endure. And that's why the Lord puts us through things, because he know what we can handle. All right. From in the sense of Job was a perfect example of that. His integrity was so high and he trusted in the Lord so much, but the Lord knew what he could handle. That's why he made that bet, so to speak, with Satan. All right. Because he already knew what Job can handle. Why? Because he knew him before he was in the womb. He created him. Just as he created me, just as he created each and every one of us. Okay? It's just at times the flesh and the emotions get in the way, and that's where the wisdom of YAHAWASHI comes in at, to be able to, as a brother said earlier, to be the right person in the right moments, man. Sometimes you might have to get loud with somebody, and sometimes, you might have to hold your peace. Okay, but it's all about, that's what wisdom helps you filter, for lack of better words, within that situation. Okay, so the Lord's not going to put you through more than you can handle. He's going to give you what you can handle. And that's why I was using that game as a resemblance, because in that match you have at least one person that you can take out, because y'all are on the same level. All right. And as the saying goes, new level, new devil, right? Within this truth, within this walk, we're all on different levels. Some on the same levels as well, but nonetheless, we're all walking and we all been tempted. And that's why we help one another. Sometimes you can, you got to jump a demon or something. All right. And that's when a brother, hey, man, I'm down in the spirit. Boom, can you help me? Then y'all both pray, 2 or 3 and gather. Y'all get together and read or whatever the case is. But through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, we're in this together. But we also have our own walk as well, man. That's why the Lord gives us what we can handle. Now, within ourselves, like I said, your flesh and your emotions and things get in the way. Okay, to where you feel like you're ready to break and you're tired and you run down and, but this scripture right here in particular keeps me going, man. Okay, this is one of them I would say that keeps me going. All right, especially these past few months when I was like really down in a fucking slump, and I'm like, the Lord's not going to put me through nothing I can handle, even when I got in situations that I didn't think I would be in. Okay, but I'm just like, the Lord's not gonna put me through nothing I can't handle. Okay. So, but thinking about that, it also had me realizing, you got different brothers got different levels of faith. People have different levels of faith. People have different levels of grace. All right. Now, keep in mind, if people have different levels, that's what the Lord gave you, right? That's how much you have, how much you have from Him. Meaning, guess what? That's just enough. All right. Dang, that kind of reminded me of another precept, which Lord willing, I'll bring that out as well. Okay, so we want to, dang, what? That's crazy. Oh, because I opened it last in here? Okay, that's cool. Well, we'll just search it. I had them bookmarked, but I guess since I opened it on this phone, that it updated the bookmark list on this phone. So we got 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse, I'll go to 8. I'll go to 7. It says, unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. All right, I'm going to read that in NLT. Even though I have received such wonderful revelations from the Most High, so to keep me from becoming proud, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger from Satan to torment me and keep me from becoming proud. And even the Lord will put you through certain things so you can't become a certain person. Perfect example. For years, I used to be like, damn, man. I used to hear about, certain jobs that brothers had and certain, money that was being made from brothers. And then even the brothers within the camp, I'm like, dang, he got this job. And why I can't get a good job? It always seemed like I had a job that I really couldn't get ahead. But I realized I realized years later, it wasn't really about getting ahead. The Lord gave me my daily bread, as the scriptures speak about. All right. The Lord gave me my daily bread. He gave me what was sufficient for that moment, for that time being, man. Okay. That might be the title of the lesson. The Lord gives you sufficient funds, in the sense of whatever. And it's not just money, but whatever you need. Okay. Something along the lines, Lord willing, that'll be the title. But, I realized, because at that time I couldn't manage money well. And one day I just got tired of that shit and I started really, kind of managing I would say managing a lot better. I still mess it up here and there, but not nearly as much as I used to. And I got some to fall back on now. Because I was like, if I'm going to be spending money, I need to be putting money up. Am I thinking about building this kingdom up? Hell no. But for a rainy day or a situation like a car maintenance or an unexpected bill, or shit, I need to go to the dentist and the dentist ain't cheap. All right, things like that, it comes in handy, man. So I realized I didn't need a good job until I could be good with my money, because I would have just messed it up. So this is what Paul is speaking about. The Lord had it to where he kept him at bay. All right, there was a part he knew, yeah, if he get this, because remember the scriptures say what? Knowledge puffeth up. All right, so the Lord kept him from being proud by putting a thorn in his flesh, and pretty much him going through something and been tormented in some way to where he couldn't be proud. All right, I'm going to continue to read. Verse 8, it says, "For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me." And there's plenty and many brothers out here going through certain things that we wouldn't even know about, but they're still fighting through their adversity, through their walk, through their temptations, through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, man. All right, we all have our infirmities, whatever we're going through. Okay, but the Lord, the Lord gave us those for whatever reason, man. All right, some things that's just how it is. And I personally, I can sit here and say a few things, but when you're in that moment, hey, now we gotta get Hebrews, baby. Gotta get Hebrews. Where are we at? Bam. I'm gonna try to get straight to the point. Call all YAHAWASHI. It kind of stopped right there. Hebrews 12:11, it says, "Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous." It's painful. You're going through it. You're losing shit. You're emotional. You feel down in the dump, and whatever the Lord is chastening you with. But keep in mind, he chasten those whom he loves. All right. But then when you're going through it, it's not grievous. Nevertheless, afterward, it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Exercise, right? I see the NLT said trained. This says gymnazo, to exercise. That's how they used to be back then. But it says to exercise vigorously in any way, either the body or the mind. Let's get the etymology real quick, because I think it means to try out. Condition of being in active operation, practice for the sake of training, exercise, execution of power, physical or spiritual exercise, training. Keep busy, keep at work, oversee, engage, busily, train. So you going through it, in a sense of you're not just sitting on the sideline of it. Actually, you're in the action of doing that, man. Okay. So through that is how that peaceable fruit is yield. All right. That chastising mean, that don't mean sit there, oh man, okay, woe is me. Like, nah. You apply the wisdom and understanding that YAHAWASHI has given you. Okay, like I said, 1 Corinthians 10:13 has gotten me through a lot of those slumps, because I'm like, the Lord don't just got me here for no reason, man. The Lord ain't did this and did that, and I understand. And you know what it does? It brings peace to mind, man. It brings peace to mind. All right, because I don't gotta sit here and wonder and question and be sitting looking stupid. Nah, the Lord got me here, and I keep moving. All right, now when the Lord want me out of this fire, he'll bring me out of this fire. Okay, that's just how it works. You can pray to YAHAWASHI. He'll if he decides or wants to pull you out, or know that that's best for you. All right, because you got to keep in mind, we're the children of the Lord. It's just like us to our children. Our children want to they would want to fucking eat candy and ice cream all day. But we as an adults, as the one in authority, understand and know why that's not good for them. So we allow them to have it at certain moments in certain situations, but not as much as they would want it to. And the Lord is the same way. All right, he might, throw us a bone, as we say, but if he decides to put us in a little slump and chastises when he chastises, hey, take it like the scriptures say, he chastised those whom he loved. All right. Are ye bastards or are ye sons, as it says within this chapter? Okay. So I want to get this other one because you got different levels of grace. All right. And you also got different levels of faith as well, man. This is Matthew chapter 9, verse 20. It says, and behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment. For she said within herself, if I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. But Yahawashi turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour. So 12 years she's been dealing with this situation, but she heard about this power. She's seen this power, all right, that Yahawashi had within him. She like, all I got to do is touch his garment. You know, some people might feel, oh, you gotta drink this and get this type of oil and so on and so. Like she had enough faith to where she said, all I got to do is touch his garment, you know, and that was, hey, that's how she believed. That's the faith, the level of faith that was within her, and the Lord allowed her to be healed based off of her level of faith, man. And there's many situations dealing with people levels of faith. All right. So we got to keep that in mind as well. Okay. And the reason why you go through things is to increase your faith. Okay. To increase your patience, to increase your discipline. So when we get to these moments, to these next levels, to these new levels and new devils, because even within that game, once you rank up, you're playing higher ranked people. And if you are on, let's say you're on level 3 and you play like a level 4 or 5, guess what? They're going to put you in a lobby with people who are on level 4 or level 5. Okay. Now, on paper, so to speak, it says that you're a level 3, but you really play like a level 4 or level 5, but you got to go through the process. You can't just skip points. You got to actually get the, go through the points. So, hey, the Lord, keep in mind, the Lord is not going to put us through nothing that we can't handle. All right. Now, I want to get this last precept. Did I get the precept that I wanted to get? Yep. I think it was the Deuteronomy from earlier. This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. It says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but much more in my absence. And this is very important because you can sit here and do certain things in front of brothers in certain company, but it really truly matters when how you carry yourself in your absence. All right. When you are not around brothers, when you think you can't be seen, when you can actually relax, chill, and bullshit. OK, I mean, it'll show within your actions. You might not feel like that because you put on this way around brothers or when the camera's on, so to speak. But if you have that problem, you got to fix that shit, man, because that's a chink in your armor and that's a demon that's waiting to grow and eat you alive, man. Okay, because you gotta be in this wholeheartedly. Hey, well, let me finish the precept. It says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, and even as the scriptures say, be fully persuaded in thy own mind. I can't make you be fully persuaded. All right, I can't make you, dude. I can't make you do anything for the most part. All right, it comes down to what you're willing to do for YAHAWASHI. Okay. And working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right. I can't make you fear as much as me. I can't make you tremble as much as me. Let me see if they have any depth to those words. Got fear. You got phobos, fear, dread, terror, that which strikes terror, reverence for one's husband. You know, hey, which is YAHAWASHI, man. All right. Israel's likened unto a comely, delicate woman, and we're trying to be as a chaste virgin, okay, to Yahawashi. We're trying to be at that wedding, right? So we ought to be dealing in that reverence, man. All right, and trembling and quaking with fear and trembling, used to describe the anxiety of one who distrusts his ability completely to meet all requirements, but religiously does it does his utmost to fulfill his duty. With fear, the user described anxiety of one who. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you doing what you can do. And that's what it is. You got it. If you know the consequences to what YAHAWASHI do, you do it to your ability. Okay? Because the Lord's given us all gifts. You figure out what that gift is and you exercise it. Be active in it. Be busy in it. Okay? So yep. Hey, with that, Lord willing, you was edified, and Lord willing, we allowed to endure to the end. Keep in mind, we on our own level for the reasons that the Lord want us on there, but he ain't gonna put more on us than we can handle. Okay, he ain't gonna put more on us than we can handle. But what he's given us is enough to get by. All right, it's enough to make it to the next level. It's enough to keep pushing. Okay, people mess up because they want more than what the Lord has given them. Then they feel as if they're lacking. And then they feel as if they deserted. And then once they feel deserted, they tend to do what they want to do. Like it says in Matthew's the 24th chapter, when the servant master hasn't come on his time, then what, he get back to partying and bullshitting. Nah, man, let's be fully persuaded, all right, and work our own salvation with fear and trembling through the spirit of YAHAWASHI. Hey, with that being said, shalom.